Welcome to Shomach Shov on the Daf Shir Sponsor Lui Nishmas Am Yaakov Meleh Bas Yitzchok. We're holding Metzia Daf Yud Aleph. The Gemara, starting in the top of Amud Beis, is a middle of proving that Kinyan Chotzer, Adam doesn't have to stand next to the Chotzer. And the raya is from Ram Gamliel, who gave a Meiser to Rabbi Shua and Rabbi Akiva, even though they're not next to their field. He gave them a field with the Meiser. Says the Gemara, that's not a raya, because the way they're coined over there is Bekin Agav, not because of Bekin and Chotzer. He was marketed to them the field, and with it he was marketed to them also the metaltalim, the food. So says Rava, that's not a good answer, because if he's just trying to be marketing, why is he not marketing Bekin and Chalifin? Elamah, you have to say that you can't do Kin and Chalifin, because here you don't have really what to be marketing, because the Ma'aseh doesn't belong to Ram Gamliel. And Gamliel only has Tovas. He only has the right to choose who he's giving it to. But he doesn't have the right to own it, so therefore he can't do Kin Chalifin. If he can't do Kin Chalifin, why can he do Kin Agav? Says the Gemara Velohi, that's not like that way. Just Kin Agav you could do because that's considered to be a matana, and it says matnas keuna. Kin Chalifin you can't do because that's not the way to give a matnas keuna. So the simple understanding in the Gemara is, the Gemara's conclusion is that we're saying Matas Keuno is not considered to be Tovas Sano only. It's considered to be owned, meaning the fact that Gamliel has the Tovas Sano is considered to be a full ownership. Tovas Sano Mammon. And that's why you could do Kin Agav. The only reason I can't do Chalifin is because of a different reason. But mitzad the Tovas Sano, I don't have a problem. And the Achorim have a big problem with this because throughout Shas is mucha for a lot of places that we hold the Tovas Sano is not Mammon. Okay, so how can the Gemara come and say that they did do Kin Agav if you hold Tovas Sano in a moment and you can't be market Tovas Sano? Says the Shlo. No, what the Gemara is really relying on is the next sentence of the Gemara. Really, you cannot be market Tovas Sano, and we hold Tovas Sano as not moment. But the Gemara is relying on the next sentence of the Gemara. That here the Gemara is going to say that you have your das acheres makna, you have your someone giving it. So because Ram Gamliel is giving it to Rabbi Elazar Rabbi Akiva, so then you could do it even though it's only Tovas Sano. But in general, Tovas Sano is not, you're not able to transfer it from one Rishus to another. Comes the Kilis Yaakov over here and says, no, there's two dinim in Tovas Sano. There's Tovas Sano in moment, are you the owner of this item or not? That we see throughout Shas, we see regarding Chometz and Pesach and other places, that Tovas Sano is not your moment. But then there's another discussion. Can you be maknet Tovas Sano? Can I acquire it or give it to somebody else? The Gemara understands because Tovas Sano doesn't have a din of moment, so you also can be maknet. The Gemara's maskana is no. Although Tovas Sano is not moment, you could still transfer it from one rishus to another. And that's why you could do Kin Agav with it. You can't do with it Chalifin because there's a special gzas not to do Chalifin. So it comes out, based on this cheshbon, there's a very strong machlokes between the Shlo and the Kilis Yankov. Do we hold that you could give over Tovas Sano? Tovas Sano is something that could transfer from one rishus to another. The Shlo holds that usually you can't unless you have das acheres makna. According to Kilis Yankov, you could. That's part of the idea of Tovas Sano is that you could transfer from one rishus to another. And what's the big nafkamina? So the Shlo says an unbelievable nafkamina. He says when a person is about to die, he should make sure that his money that he put aside for Tzdakah, his meiser money, he should give out the entire meiser money. Why? Because if he was going to pass away, the meiser money that he has doesn't belong to him. It's only Tovas Sano. The Shlo holds a Tovas Sano you can't transfer from one rishus to another. So when he dies, his children will not inherit it. So it says the Shlo Dover Noyer V'Oyam. A person is difta from Oilam. He put aside money to put Tzdakah, but when he dies, he never gave it to Tzdakah. And his children are not going to give it to Tzdakah. It's just going to go to the Gabbai Tzdakah. So he's losing an opportunity of the mitzvah of Tzdakah. All this money that he put aside is, so to speak, going to waste and will not be a schus for him for the fact he did the mitzvah of Tzdakah. Because money doesn't belong to you. You just have Tovas Sano to decide who to give to. Is not something that can be inherited. But according to Kilis Yankov, so even though Tovas Sano is not moment, it's still something that could transfer from rishus to rishus. And in Mele, one couldn't bequeath his tzedakah to his children. So even when a person is nifter min ha'olam, whatever money put aside for tzedakah goes to his children. The children have that Tovas Hana'ah to give it to whoever they want. And Mimele, he is zoich in the Metzia that he put aside money for tzedakah that actually came to fruition. And this whole discussion just reminds us, tzedakah, when a person has money put aside for tzedakah, is not his money. He has Tovas Hana'ah, he can choose who to give it to. But it's not his. So it has the lack of the kinyan woman the regular money has. Anyone wants to join the Shomachshava email list? What's a group? Please email shomachshava@gmail.com.